Okay. Markiplier.
Problem we need to confront. I haven't seen this video, so I don't know if it's a good take or a bad take. No
Do you
idea.
want Markiplier with or without fedora? Because I can give him a tiny fedora if you guys
Well,
want.
we don't know. We don't. Let's hold off on the fedora for now.
You sure? It's pretty cool looking. How big do you want the fedora? You want the tiny hat version?
Let's hold off on the fedora for now. Okay, let's see.
No
I
tiny
don't know if he has a
hat?
bad take yet.
Okay.
Today, I'm going to be talking about a very serious
ready.
subject that you probably already know about. A few days ago, a man by the name of George Floyd was murdered by a police officer while he was placed under arrest. The circumstances of his arrest are irrelevant. A man is dead, and this sort of situation disproportionately affects a certain percentage of the population. George Floyd was an African-American man, and there's a long, storied history of African-American men and women being murdered or abused while being placed under arrest. This has resulted in numerous demonstrations, protests, and riots that have occurred across the country and centralized in Minneapolis. And I think, I hate the term I think. The last thing I want to do is to try to inject my opinion into a situation that neither deserves it or needs it. But I think that this is a very human reaction to systemic injustice and racism that has been pervading our country for the past 50, 100, 200 years.
Oh my God, he's going all the way back to slavery. He's like, yeah, we've never escaped slavery.
Yes, I agree with the first part. I mean, it's a very normie take, I guess. But yeah, that's when you start justifying looting and rioting, it's stupid. Look, here's the thing. People can't hold in their mind that something can be understandable and still wrong. I think that's the problem. Yeah, I understand why people are angry. It doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's right. But
yeah.
Do you want to watch the rest of this? It seems pretty normy.
We can if you want. I mean,
I don't really want to, but it seems
kind of. Is he going to talk about the level of is he going to bring out the
government and in our communities and in the systems that are supposed to help our fellow man? And it is a problem that needs to be rooted out at every turn. And it's always been a big point of mine to try to use my platform responsibly, to use my platform to steer people in the direction that I feel is right. In this case, there is very little gray area to debate about. A man is dead as a result of police brutality, and there was no justice in his death. And this happens over and over and over again. It's very easy to
pause it for a second. Like if they could show back-to-back videos like of a white guy being just as brutally treated.
Right.
And I'm assuming that they're out there. Like I saw this guy got shot in front of a 7-Eleven. Total white dude just gunned down.
Right. We talked about Tony Timpa, who everyone is comparing to this because he died in a very similar way. Yeah.
Doesn't that change things? Because it feels like the argument they're making here is just this only happens to black people. This never happens to white people.
That is the argument.
Never, ever would this ever in a million years happen to a white guy. When it happened, like there are videos, you could play the video back to back of George and then a white guy being and then we would be talking about police brutality to American citizens, not black people.
So remember the case in not Las Vegas, but it was after Las Vegas shooting, which is probably why it happened, where the guy was in the hotel room and he was crawling on his hands and knees and the cops shot him in the hallway.
Yes, that was a white guy.
Yeah, it was a white guy. That cop was acquitted.
Yeah. Total injustice. Total
injustice. And you know why he was acquitted? Because they tried to slap him with second-degree murder charges, and it was too high a charge.
It didn't stick. Ouch. Yeah,
that's why you gotta be careful.
I just think the media is literally promoting this narrative that you got the total normie take here from Markiplier making the argument that no, this never happens. What are you talking about? This never happens to white people. Yeah, it does.
Right.
And he doesn't. It's ignorance. Like people don't know that this happens. So it seems like the just making some sort of law that the the news has to be statistically representative of the environment seems like a step in the right direction. I mean, I'm willing to say that if it's a 2-to-1 thing, if 2 black guys are being accosted for every 1 white guy, do those numbers. Say like, listen, you can't show just 1 black guy being accosted without showing another, like a black and a white guy. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Just so people have a fair
I
representation of what's
right.
going on.
I agree with you in principle. I don't know how that could be implemented in any realistic way.
Oh God, do I want to see that on the news I guess they show, like, that's the problem with the news. They're just they're like, this is such a juicy take. We're gonna make a shitload of money off of this. Like, this one's the good one.
No, I agree with you. And the handling of these situations is always very irresponsible because they always drum it up as a race issue. And again, no one knows if it's actually a race issue. We have literally no clue if it's a race issue. Could be or it couldn't be. It's got nothing to do with race. Yeah. And again, I mean, and I talked to the guy, the white kid, crawling on his hands and knees, gets shot by police.
Yeah.
You know, and the cop gets off, and there wasn't riots or anything like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, to me, is that more egregious than this? I think it's more egregious just because of a guy begging not to be shot, crawling on his hands and knees.
That video is brutal to watch.
I mean, I shouldn't compare them. They're obviously both bad. These are both bad situations, but yeah, no, but you're right. There needs to be more. People need to be more informed about this. Otherwise, you get these very dumb normie takes.
Yourself.
Well, and it pushes the narrative, this dumb narrative that we want to.
Yes.
Like, sooner or later, we have to, like, we're not walking around in slave. Like, when people talk about systemic racism, like, be specific. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Who think that it is so far removed from your life that it will never affect you. But this affects all of us. This is something that is definitive of.
It'll definitely affect you if you get your business burned down or your place of employment burned down.
I think there's a little bit of like this prejudice thing going to, like, black people are poor. Like this guy probably conceptualizes
people property. Yeah.
He conceptualizes black people as poor. So he sees this systemic racism as, well, all black people are poor. That's the systemic racism.
Right.
That's so far. You've seen that video of the guy walking around asking black people if they have driver's license or not. And everyone's like, they're like, what the fuck are you talking? Of course I have a driver's license.
What? No, I haven't seen this video. No.
Oh God, you got to look it up, because the argument that the left is always making is like asking to show voter ID disproportionately hurts black people.
Oh.
And he goes out you believe that argument?
No, I don't. I think it disproportionately hurts homeless people.
Poor people.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Why is it homeless specifically?
Homeless people are poor. Yes, that's correct.
I know, but it's like a different classification.
I don't know that homeless people are voting a lot, but anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what the numbers are for people having picture ID at all. I've never been super involved in the picture ID conversation because I've never cared enough to look into it.
I always feel like there's a kind of racism going on in these takes. And maybe it's just me, but I always feel like it's like, oh, those poor black people. I wouldn't want to be black, so that's why.
Well, here's an interesting thing, since you brought it up. The mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
So generally, if my memory serves me, Republicans usually score a lot higher historically on mail-in ballots than.
Oh, hell yeah.
For whatever reason. And
orderliness.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny that now, because the prediction is that Democrats will be more afraid to go vote in person because Democrats are more afraid of coronavirus than Republicans, and thus will use mail-in ballots. Now, suddenly, Trump and Republicans are concerned about mail-in voting fraud.
Oh, interesting.
So I find that pretty bullshit.
The Dictator's Handbook is so right on the money. So right on the money. Like, all they care about is like, gotta get my voters to the polls.
Yeah, basically.
Gotta make sure their voters don't get to the polls.
people who we will be for the future generations. I've always said that I want to leave the world a better place than I found it. When I'm gone, I want the future generations to be able to enjoy peace and prosperity. I want that. But right now,
I don't want to be
I want that too, buddy.
right.
I mean,
Well, first of all, everyone wants that, but I mean, look, I'm not super familiar with Markiplier content. I thought he made funny video game videos.
Oh, okay.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
sure.
seen him playing Getting Over It, that game, and getting very mad, and it was very funny. I've seen him playing Subnautica. I'm just saying, I don't know if I was a video game streamer, I don't know if I would classify myself as like leaving the world in a better place. I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh my God, you're going there.
It just seems a little silly to me. I don't know. It seems
All we're doing is giving our opinion on these, and we're leaving the world a better place. Are you kidding me? Come
Sure we are. Sure we are.
Okay, maybe we're leaving the world.
These injustices at every turn, because prejudice and injustice and racism runs very deep, and its roots are very thick. And if you don't cut it out, and if you don't stop it at every turn,
dude, this is like just virtue signal fucking hour. Don't you think? He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything out.
Yes, you're right.
Racism, it cuts super deep and it's everywhere, and we just have to cut it out. Like he's not talking in any kind of specifics that are remotely useful.
Right.
I at least said we should come up with like a chart or something.
System.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a terrible, fucking awful idea, but I mean, what?
But at least it's
tell
an
me.
idea.
Yeah, tell me what you mean by systemic racism is deep. What the fuck do you mean by that?
Right.
Oh, you're yawning over there. That's someone else.
Discontent is a
I was yawning. This video is putting me to sleep.
result.
The virtue signal is putting me to sleep.
It's got like 2 million views, man. This guy has a.
Well, Markiplier is a huge channel, so.
Look at all those likes, though. This is the people that believe. The people that click
the
like
normie
on this
take,
video. Well, maybe this is the looter take for all we know, man. They could have hit like on that video and went out and looted.
Yeah, see, look, the top 2 videos of Markipliers that are on the up next is him playing Raft and him playing a scary game. So I don't know. This seems very this seems kind of silly for him to be talking about this, but that's just me.
Of the deep-seated anger of continually and repeatedly being ignored. Martin Luther King once said that riots are the language of the unheard, which means that when...
There it is.
That's wrong, though, right? I mean...
There's your bingo.
Martin Luther King was for peaceful protest.
Well, he did say that, but as people pointed out, that quote is is taken out of context. As if it's justification. It's not justification. You can say, yeah, the riots are the language of the unheard. That doesn't justify them, though. That's just a descriptive statement. That's not a prescriptive moralizing.
When people are ignored for so long, they only have so many options to express their rage. And if there are...
I don't agree. That's bullshit. That's infantilizing, right? Isn't that infantilizing?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You're saying these people can't
take care of themselves. Exactly.
Take care of themselves to create positive change in the community, and their only option is to be
for a white savior to come in and fucking rescue them.
Their only option is to, like a baby, like a wild animal, start lashing out randomly at shit around them. I really despise that argument.
Yeah, I hate it too.
Problems that continually crop up and lead to these situations where justice is not served, then we need to change the systems that allow that injustice to happen in the first place.
Yeah, what are those systems, dude? Speak up. Tell us.
The guy was arrested and charged.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Seems like the system is working here.
Yeah, like we don't even I don't even know. I don't know what these people want.
And that is a long process that needs continual pressure and constant support and constant vigilance. I hope that we can live in a world where racism and prejudice.
He's so angry. He's like, I'm going to fucking punch you right through this screen. Don't you think?
Yes. But see, but that's the problem with the normie take. And as you said, they get the normie news and they go, "Oh, it's racism's off the chain in this country because the news keeps telling me it's racist. It's racist."
Yeah. Yeah. The Ministry of Propaganda is feeding
Yep.
these people.
Prejudice are in the past, but the realist in me knows that we need
The
to
realist.
fight it,
Oh my God.
to confront it, and we need to challenge it, and we need to defeat it whenever it rises up. In the description, I'm going to leave a
Hold
link.
on. What is your suggestion? Like
Adam,
rioting and looting? I want to know
need
what
to
this guy's
challenge-
suggestion is.
we need to challenge racism, Adam. That's the solution. We need to challenge racism and fight it. We need to fight the racism, Adam. Fight it.
Via looting? What is the solution here? I know I
Solution is
have
to
a
fight
shit
the
take.
racism.
I have a shit take. Let's do it with statistics and evidence and a stupid chart that tells us and making the news actually represent the world around us.
I know.
I have solutions. Only good things.
Only
Adam
good.
20, only Adam
friended.
2020.
2020.
Right.
Only good things.
No virtue signaling. No shit take virtue signaling to my audience.
Preach. Hallelujah.
Yeah, exactly.
Link to a charity, an organization called Campaign Zero. They are dedicated to ending police violence in America, or at the very least, ensure that justice is always served when it.
So that's the solution.
Okay,
Donate
so
to
yeah.
someone else, Adam.
Yeah. What are they? Oh, look at that fucking anger look, dude.
Yeah.
He's going to watch out. We're going to get hit here.
All
I
that
feel a
anger from
punch.
raging out about video
I feel a
games just
punch.
coming through.
I feel a punch coming on.
It is due. I will be making a contribution to this charity, and I encourage you to do the same or contribute to many of the other causes that people are linking on social media.
At least he didn't say the Minnesota Freedom Fund, right? At least
Oh,
he
I
didn't bring
know.
that
I
one up.
know. Donate to this charity that spends 95% of its income on its employees and 5% on actually fighting the thing that you're donating to. That's a great advice. I love it. Yeah. You should I have a suggestion. Watch Poverty Inc. and watch how stupid these charities are. How these charities are an industry to just make the charity business rich.
Various other sites or other YouTube videos. There are many ways that you can help, even at the most basic of just letting people know that this is not okay, that we do not stand for this.
Spreading the narrative.
Heard.
You can
You can
help.
make a contribution to a charity, or you can spread the message about it and demand change be made from it. We are all in this together, whether we like it or not. We're all part of the same country. We're all part of the same world. And we need to start looking out for each other.
That goes for the looters and rioters too. Okay.
Oh, exactly.
Black Lives Matter. And right now, we need to fight this injustice.
There you go. There you go. There it is.
Yeah.